it is about a boot processing. What is meant by boot processing? So you have a computer. You have a computer. So I am drawing a desktop related components, not a laptop, but laptop or a desktop. Same, only components look different, but processor same, RAM is same, everything almost all same. So when you press the power button, so morning I came to office around 10 o'clock, so 10:40, 10 o'clock. First of all, I will open my laptop. Okay, I will open my laptop, press the power button. So I'll go for some work, something eating or something like that. So meanwhile, it will be open. Just roaming around and wishing others. So 5-10 minutes. So it will be just a minute only, not even 5 minutes. It's a new laptop. This one is okay, no problem. My old laptop as last class. We try it and we are unable to do it now. So that is a big problem, tablet, laptop. So this is okay. Now open laptop, kind of stuff on it. Okay, so it will boot it. So while we just come and power on this PC, it will be booted in a minute. Log in, open the Microsoft Team application. It will take 5 minutes time. Then I will send a message to you. This is the meeting time. Okay. So when I press the power button, I got a login screen. So I log in. So I got into the system. Once I got into the system, so then I can use my system, right? So what is happened to my system when you press the power button? And finally, after some time, I press the power button. Finally, I can able to do work with my PC. In the system, there is a step-by-step process is happen in between. That step-by-step process, we call it as a boot processing. What is a boot processing? Very simple. System is got booted. Booted means you press the power button, some process is happened at system, then finally we got a screen. Okay, we can able to use our system. So I can open some applications or a browser or anything that I can able to interact with my PC. So that step-by-step process, we call it as a boot processing. Okay, I'll draw already picture is there. So then that's why I'm drawing separately. In generally, guys, on your motherboard, you have a processor, RAM, you have a power connecting, okay, hard disk connectors, like a SATA port connectors. Nowadays, we are using SATA port connectors only, no PATA kind of stuff. Okay, and there is a PCI slots, AGP graphic card slots, BIOS, BIOS battery kind of stuff. So this is RAM. So 1 second. Better to clean this. Okay. CPU, RAM, back panel connectors. Okay. So back panel keyboard connectors, AGP connectors, USB connectors, LAN connectors, these connectors also. And there is some separate chipsets, audio chip, video chips, and LAN chip kind of stuff, some other components also there. North bridge, south bridge, front panel connectors, front panel USB connectors, SMPS separate power connector. Okay, and of course there is another RAM slot, some other chipsets, and we have a hard disk. If in case you have a CD-RAM, CD-RAM is little closer to this one. Hard disk connector, CD-RAM connector, power supply to CD-RAM, power supply to hard disk, power supply to your motherboard, power supply to another separate motherboard connectivity. Front panel connectors, front panel LED type reset switches, USB connectors right there. This is SMPS. This is totally motherboard. USB, sorry, CPU. This is RAM. This is BIOS, RUFI. And there is a BIOS battery. The BIOS battery, without BIOS battery, we cannot recognize what is the BIOS. What is BIOS battery will do it. It's a lithium battery, give a power supply to our BIOS chip. Sivakumar, is your email, is this email ID is correct? It is Sivakumar Siva or Sivakumar Siva?
SUVS, sir. It is correct.
Correct only. Okay.
Yes, sir.
Okay, good. Now you are pressing the power button. So what will happen? What will be happen if you press the power button? Your PC, when you press the power button, signal goes to this SMPS ATX connector, and it will turn on your SMPS. Turn on the SMPS. First of all, you turn on the SMPS. SMPS distribute a power supply to your motherboard and motherboard connected components and hard disk and your CD-RAM. Okay, to the hard disk and CD-RAM and your motherboard connected component like CPU, RAM, ROM, all chipsets, keyboard, mouse. Okay, everything will get a power supply. Everything is a power supply. So here it is what happens. Entire your system will test itself because there is a BIOS firmware is there. No, BIOS means nothing but a firmware. So what it will make our system to do is to make sure that your CPU is good or not. So it's a primary devices like a CPU, your RAM, on motherboard components, all onboard motherboard components. Okay, including power supply, distributors, chipsets, your BIOS chip, all these things are working or not. For example, CPU is not working, or RAM is not working, or no RAM inside. RAM is loosely connected. Okay, so then we stop the process that plays on. Okay, but everything is working. Then what happened? Power is distributed to all the components of a system from SMPS to motherboard, SMPS to hard disk CD-RAM, and motherboard, SMPS to motherboard, and motherboard connected on motherboard connected devices will get a power supply, including keyboard and mouse also getting a power supply from motherboard only. Okay, so and system test itself, because what is that firmware means? Recognizing the devices means how to start a device. It's and recognition of devices. This will be done by firmwares only. So our BIOS or UEFI make it think like a test itself. So make sure that on motherboard components like a CPU, RAM, BIOS, and other chipsets kind of stuff are working on that. All are primary components. If those components not working, system never boots. Okay, RAM is not working, system don't boot. RAM is not inserted properly, system never boots. Hard disk is not working. That is different problem. Okay, not in this problem. Okay. Okay. So this process we call it as a post process. Power on self-test. When you power on your system, power is distributed to the all the components of computer, and system with checks make sure that all components means primary components working or not. Power on self-test. Power on self-test. Okay. So your BIOS chip also recognize your devices. So what CPU you installed, because CPU is installed on motherboard, not directly on the motherboard, right? So BIOS chip having a information about on motherboard information, on motherboard enhanced chipset information, on the motherboard kind of stuff it is there. But it does not know about CPU or RAM you installed and hard disk you are connected. So you'll try to recognize the devices, what CPU are installed, what RAM is installed, what hard disk is installed, what CD-RAM is installed. Like that, it will recognize the devices. It collect the device information. That is what BIOS is. And of course, there's so many other things. So this is a post type. The first step of your boot processing is post. Power on self-test. Power on self-test. To make sure that all primary components are working on that. System test itself can say like that also, system will test itself to make sure that all the primary components working on that. If it is working, post is successful. If some of the component, for example, RAM or CPU is something which is not working properly, it is not there, or maybe some damage is occurring, post will be failed. Post will be failed. Already I told, first one I will tell about a just boot processing. So next one we will next part we'll see. So what if a boot tool failure means like a post is failed, what we have to do it? How to understand that post success or failure kind of stuff. That we will discuss later after this one. See. So post is successful, we'll go to the next step. Post is failed, you have to troubleshoot. That's the thing. BIOS perform post operation. Of course, BIOS involves the post operation because when power is distributed to the devices, the BIOS will tell you what components are there, must be there, and as well as CPU is there or not, RAM is there or not, what is their details, that will be done by your BIOS. The second step is find out a MBR record. So guys, we have seen the BIOS, we have to go a little back. In a BIOS settings, there is a part called a boot priority. What is this boot priority? Based on the boot priority, system try to load operating system from the devices. For example, you take this list as a boot priority. First is CD-ROM, next is removable device, hard disk, and network boot. So this is CD-ROM. Okay. So when you press power button, first post successful. Now find out MBR record, but before that one, so means understanding that one, it is based on the boot priority, based on our boot priority. System try to search for an operating system in the devices. Like first priority is CD-ROM or DVD. So system try to fetch operating system bootable files. Try to take the bootable files from the CD-ROM. If in case the CD-ROM not having any operating system CD or DVD, then as per this list, removal device. Removal device. So for example, you want to load operating system using pen drives. So you have to use certain software like a Rufus kind of stuff and operating system image files. So you can make a bootable pen drive, bootable CD, bootable DVD, bootable pen drive, bootable hard disk. What is that bootable kind of stuff? Means you can boot your system using an operating system or by loading an operating system, also need to write a booting kind of stuff. So you can load operating system from an USB drive. Next, so it will try to find any USB drive is connected with a bootable operating system in it. Okay. So first CD-ROM, removal device. Next is hard disk. Now it will go to hard disk. This hard disk contains an operating system. Bootable drives are available, and try to load operating system from it. Even if your hard disk also not having a operating system because it's your fresh machine, no OS machine. Then it will try to load operating system from network. It purely depends upon the BIOS priorities. For example, I put a priority is hard disk. Next is USB drive. The next one is network. Next one is CD-ROM. So I press the power button. Post is successful. So try to load a OS from hard disk. So if any hard disk is connected with a bootable operating system. Okay. So if it is not there, then it will try to load operating system from USB connected devices. If it is not found, then it will try to load operating system from network. Through network also we can load operating system. For that one we need a network means Windows deployment services kind of stuff. Through network also we can load operating system. So it will search for a operating system in CD-ROM. So you change the order, then automatically the preference will be changed. Okay. So the second one is find out the bootable device using MBR or a ZPT record. Sorry, using boot priorities. Okay, what is second step? Load operating system. Find out a operating system contained device means bootable device and load operating system from it. So using the BIOS boot priorities. So search it, find it and load it in a priority order. Okay. So for example, as per my existing priority, it try to load operating system from CD-ROM. Then it will try to load operating system from any bootable drives. So both are failed. So it will try to load operating system from hard disk. We can change this order, guys. That's why I written different order. So we can change that order also. So, for example, in your your OS is in your hard disk. So hard disk is initialized as a MBR or a GPT. So MBR or GPT is a record, nothing but a record which is on your hard disk that contains information about your partitions kind of stuff. And where is a operating system information also. So what it will doing? So after post, try to find MBR record or GPT record from your hard disk to locate your operating system. So it is find a MBR record and a master boot record or a GPT record to know where is a operating system file. What is the third step? MBR record is found in the hard disk, for example. So this MBR record also tell us where is the bootloader. In generally Windows system, in Windows is a bootloader. Okay. So MBR record tells where is the bootloader. Okay. So for Windows, we use Bootmgr from Windows 7 Vista onwards. Okay, it is a Windows boot manager. For different operating system, the bootloader may changes. You take Linux, GRUB version 2, actually it is the latest recent bootloader it is. For XP NTLDR. Okay. So, based on, so first of all, after post, as per the boot priority, try to locate where is the bootable device. As per the priority, so it will try to find where is the bootable. Is it a bootable drive or not? Next, this MBR record. So what is this? For example, your OS in hard disk. Your hard disk means it contains MBR record or GPT. These records will tell about your disk partitions, locations, information. So where is operating system and where is bootloader, that information known by bootloader. This bootloader, the bootloader load operating system tells how to load operating system, exactly say how to locate where is operating system and how to load operating system. Once OS is loaded, then you will get a login screen, login in your system. Once you log in your system, there is startup applications and services will start in your PC. So now you can able to access your PC. This is called a boot processing. Okay. Post power on self test, that is the first step. Post is successful. Locate based on the boot priorities, locate operating system. Okay. So for example, you have operating system and every day we are operating system is in our hard disk only, right? So obviously, so there is MBR or GPT record which tells, find out the MBR or GPT records which tells about a where is bootloader. Okay, the bootloader name may be varies from Windows, Linux, and world Windows systems. So once bootloader is loaded, it will tell how to locate operating system. Guys, in Windows, everything is in a C drive only. But in a Linux Unix operating system, everything is a file, can be located in other devices also possible. Okay, so whatsoever it is, it locate, so it will load into RAM, tells where is OS, location of OS, and how to load operating system. Now OS is loaded. You got a login screen. So give username and password. So finally you got a link. So once you are login, so there is the default startup services will start automatically. So guys, this is our boot process. The next one is in the boot processing, you may find certain issues. Like a post related errors. Okay. So I will tell those things in a after break. So take 10 or 15 minutes break, we'll discuss. So for 5 is enough. 5. No, 4 only. Take a break, guys. So I will continue. Small break.